I am ready to start smashing down some wall tiles and making a start on this kitchen. I am all geared up, ready to go. I've got my mask on to help prevent any dust. I've also got my goggles on just in case I'm chiseling away and something wants to poke into my eye, and I've got all of the tools that I need here. I've popped some cardboard here as well to just protect the induction hob so that we don't damage that. I have already made a quick start, so I have pulled off the first piece of cladding, which is here, just because that piece was loose, and it was quite interesting just to see the damage that we are going to be dealing with behind here, which I will show you guys once I do turn the camera around. So let's get going, let's start pulling all of this horrible cladding off and hopefully start to see a transformation in this kitchen. Right guys, so another quick update. We have now removed most of the cladding. As you guys can see now, it's all gone from this wall, which was the worst wall to do. I was dreading this wall because it literally came in one massive sheet, but it was quite easy to take off, so it's been really good so far. We've also taken it off from around the window and also down here as well. Left this little bit on just because we have to be quite careful with the plug sockets. We've taken it all off from behind the fridge, as you guys can see, and also down the side of the fridge have now gone. So yeah, slow progress is being made, and it is very, very slow because we've just really been waiting for plumbers and electricians to sort of come around and look at certain bits and pieces, which is kind of why this has taken a lot longer than we had anticipated. But we are getting there, and I just wanted to keep coming on and showing you guys as much progress as possible, even if it is just a small amount of progress, because I just want you guys to see absolutely everything that we are going to be doing. We are going to get some cladding now, actually, some really nice tongue and groove back in to go where all of these tiles were. I'm going to paint tomorrow, so all of this is getting a fresh lick of paint, which I cannot wait to do. I'm going to paint the ceilings, paint the walls, paint the door frames. This is going to get sanded back in a minute to its original wood, and then I'm going to see how that looks and then decide what I'm going to do with that afterwards. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So yeah, I will keep on going and just show you guys the stuff that we are doing midway through. So I just wanted to quickly show you guys the window ledge. As you guys can see here, I've just been sanding down and stripping the paint, which looks like it's going back to its original wood. So I've taken off the first layer of paint, and then you've got like this yellow layer of paint as well, which I was actually going to leave, but then I discovered that this like wood effect is actually underneath all of this. So I'm thinking strip it all back to this original wood and then see how that looks, and if it looks lovely then I can prime it, treat it properly, and then bring it back to its original state. But it just kind of depends on how it looks underneath really. So let's get cracking, let's finish the rest of it and see what we're up against. So I just quickly wanted to show you guys this wall. So this is a box-in window. So we are taking out the window frame. We're going to take out the glass. We're also removing the shelf, and then that's going to get flattened. And then I will show you guys the progress with that a little bit later on. Now let's go to the door frames. Here, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm currently doing with the door frame on the inside of the kitchen. It is painted white, as you guys can see. And I just started to sand it off here just so I can give it a new paint job and just make it look a lot nicer, because it's just not that great, to be honest. It's been painted over time and time again. There's a lot of dry drips and it just looks kind of cheap and nasty, really. So I thought, sand it back and I might be able to give it a lot more of a better paint job. But then I've come down to the bottom bit here and it was quite chipped here, so like all of the wood was showing through where we've ripped off the skirting board. And then I've discovered like how it first was put in, basically, which is the wood effect. So what I'm doing is I am using this rather cool heat gun which I got from my dad. Most of these tools are actually from my dad. This sander is bloody brilliant. It's really, really good. And this is just basically like a blowtorch, like no fire or anything comes out of it, but it just blows heat. And what it does is it will just melt the paint for you. And especially when you've got like layers and layers and layers of paint, this is just so much easier to use. If you guys can see, it's just starting to bubble up a little bit on the paint. You guys see that? How cool is that? It just saves you a ton of time, like having to sand off the paint, because using the sander just wasn't cutting it, because there's just so many different layers of paint on here. I think there's about 4 or 5, possibly even more layers of paint on here. So what I've decided to do is just completely strip it back to the wood. Once I've got all that off, I will use the electric sander to give it a nice sand down and a nice buffer in, and then I will give it a proper paint job, and it should just look a lot nicer. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of that and then show you guys once I'm done. So 45 minutes later, and I have completely stripped it all back. All of the paintwork is now off, and I just had to show it to you because it has just come out so lovely. And how nice is the wood finish? It's so nice. We're still kind of undecided at this point whether we want to keep it wood or whether we're going to repaint it, but it's just turned out so good, and I'm actually really proud of it. It just looks really, really lovely. All I have to do is the top part and sand it down. But before I do that, I just quickly want to turn your attention to this area. This is the thing that Simon was kind of sawing off earlier on. So there was a window here which has now been boarded, and the shelf has been removed, and it has all been plastered. So hopefully this should be a nice smooth wall. So we have just been to B&Q and we have bought this wooden kind of sticky vinyl wrap stuff, because this bit of white here, which runs all across the kitchen, I said to Simon, how nice would this be if we were to cover this with wood and just make this look like a wooden beam? So I was going to wait for Simon, I was going to let him do it, but I got a little bit bored today, so I only gave it a go myself. And guys, have a look at what I've done. Honestly, I am just so proud of myself, because I think this turned out so good. I mean, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong. There's just a couple of little like bumpy bits. You see this little bit here? That's a little bit bumpy. There's a couple of little bits here, but I'm going to try and smooth those out. There's like a little bit there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. The rest of it, I've done an actual good job, and I'm so proud of myself, because I have never used anything like this before, and I've never done it. And it was really tricky, I'm not gonna lie. I was sweating, I was swearing. It was not an easy thing to do. It was so sticky, and it was just really difficult to hold the weight off this end when I was sticking that end. But I think it turned out really, really good. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I just think this looks so realistic. And if I was to just move in or walk in here, I would not be able to tell that I had wrapped that with some vinyl stuff. But I just think it's going to make such a lovely difference in this kitchen. So I've just got this little bit to go, and then there's like a little bit here going down towards the fridge. I think that is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'll try and give it a go, but if I can't do it, if I get too stressed, I'm going to let Simon carry on. And then what I had an idea to do is get a scrap piece of wood if I can, and then whatever's left from this wrap, cover that as well, and then have a nice sort of wooden beam above the window. But I love it. So this is what the beam is looking like now. It is all finished. How lovely has it turned out? There's a couple of joins over at the end, but to be honest with you, you literally can't even tell. You cannot tell that this is vinyl wrap. I am just so impressed with this, guys. I just love it so much. Isn't it lovely? It's just made such a difference to this kitchen, and you just wouldn't have known. If I've got like someone coming around for a cup of tea or whatnot, they would literally just probably assume that this is actually a wooden beam. I'm going to take you a bit closer as well for you guys to have a quick kind of close up. Sorry, I'm just uncharging my phone. It's just on charge. Take you guys a bit closer so you can see. I mean, we've even joined it like quite well. I'm really proud of what we did. Well, I say we, I done most of it. Simon helped me with this little bit, but oh my gosh, he was getting so stressed out, bless him. Isn't it lovely? Really lovely. I mean, look at that, guys. You just would not know that's not real wood, wouldn't you? It's just stunning. Oh, I'm just so excited now to get the walls done and see what the contrast looks like when this goes white. I'm so excited. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to see the rest of the kitchen update, make sure you do hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss the next video, because the next time we will be filming in here, you guys will see quite a lot that's going to be going on. The countertops will be going on, the new doors will be going on, the walls will be getting tiled, painted, flooring will be going down. So yeah, you do not want to miss the next update video. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have already, thank you very much. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next renovation, probably part 2 or part 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.